Hello everyone, nice to meet you on this session, and today we'll be talking about knowledge management, and we'll be focusing on the basis. We'll just touch some few things and we will not go detailedly in some certain aspects of knowledge management. So let's get right into it. So before we go any further, I'm presenting myself. I'm Nakento Kenneth, and I have a communications and knowledge management background, and I'm very passionate about assisting organizations manage their knowledge systems and using various communications tools to make sure that policies are being well communicated and the change that organizations desire are well carried out, and we use knowledge management as enabler for in order to boost efficiency and achieve organizational goals. So let's get right into it, and we'll start by defining what knowledge management is. And this is a simple definition. I recently worked with Plan International, West and Central Africa region, and working with the knowledge management technical lead. This is the definition that we agreed and to carry forward, and we're using this to train some other staffs on knowledge management. So as you can all see, knowledge management is a collection of systematic activities, processes, and policies to enable individuals, teams, or networks and organizations to create, capture, store, share, access and apply knowledge in order to learn, reflect, and be ready to achieve their objectives. When we're talking about their objective, is not just professional objectives, but the objectives of the organization as a whole. And of course, we will be seeing how all this works as we go forward in the session. Now, there are different types of knowledge management, specifically two main types of knowledge, and I just added a third, and I'm going to explain why. So we're going to start with the bottom, explicit knowledge, and this is simply documented knowledge. For example, reports, documents or instructions, manuals, raw data, frequently asked questions on section on websites, for example, videos, tutorials, etc. This is what is called explicit knowledge. So explicit knowledge is it's codified information, codified information that is already kept in a book, or that's tangible, and we can read it and we can share it easily. Whereas tacit knowledge is intangible information, and it is intelligence acquired via or through experience over time. It's often difficult to explain, it's not always easy to document, and it's not always easy to share. And some of the best ways we use by capturing tacit knowledge is through webinars or trainings, or even coaching sessions, etc. Now there is implicit knowledge, and implicit knowledge simply is it can also be linked to tacit knowledge. Implicit knowledge here is simply learned skills or the application of explicit knowledge, right? And in implicit knowledge, what we are focused on is what happens during and after knowledge is applied. So here is the end result, right? So you kind of see how the process is to implicit knowledge. So now we're going to go deeper on explaining some keywords in knowledge management, and which involves processes, technology, and people. So when we're talking here, I earlier mentioned in the definition that knowledge management involves creation or capture of knowledge, and we're going to see these four main words and see actually what they mean and how we can contextualize it in every organization. And we're going to begin with the capture of knowledge, and this is simply converting knowledge from its tacit form to explicit form, right? So and this can be done inside or within the organization as well as outside the organization, and we capture knowledge basically by creating a knowledge sharing culture, encourage social interactions, show our processes, show our procedures, capture staff stories, project activities, etc. So there are many ways we can capture knowledge, and you can capture knowledge based on how we can even capture lessons learned from projects or events carried out, and we see, and that we make sure that it's documented for posterity. Now, when we're talking about storage of knowledge, it's simply having an efficient repository where people can easily access, search, and retrieve information without having to contact the owners. So we want here to be organizations want to build a knowledge management system where internal people as well as external people. If it's an external knowledge management platform, then we have to make sure that it's easily accessible by every person, and information can easily be searched and easily be used, and the language there is very understandable, and there are not too many problems sharing knowledge. It's something like Google, right? It's a great repository and where you can easily find information, right? So we go now on to the sharing of knowledge. So what is it? So it's simply the exchange of skills, information, or expertise among people. And when we want to share knowledge, we start by leading by example, right? We try ourselves by ensuring that we promote a collaborative environment, and we try to break down the barriers that are there at all levels within the organization, from let information flow be without barriers from the bottom to the top or from top to bottom, right? And we also want to make sure that we recognize and encourage habits or best practices, and we also reward people who are making use of, or who are really engaged in knowledge sharing. And we also want to promote the knowledge sharing tools and make sure that we have an environment in an organization that enables the knowledge sharing culture. So knowledge management is simply having a culture. And when I mentioned about storage, as you see in the screen, technology, it's not limited to what the IT knowledge management is not limited to what the IT does. It simply takes knowledge managers to actually know how to manage knowledge management platforms. And knowledge management or knowledge users are, it can be anybody. It's anybody in your organization, right? They can be content creators. We can create a platform where people can easily store knowledge themselves, not necessarily going through or having sort of a knowledge manager or ICT person to store the information there for them. So we have to create that kind of platform that is easily used, accessible by everybody. Now, when we're talking about the application or the use of knowledge, it simply entails available knowledge that is used to perform our normal tasks, and that we use the information, or we use the knowledge. I'm not talking here about information, right? Because there is a difference between information management and knowledge management, and there's even a difference between content management, right? Because when I talked about storage of knowledge, it takes a lot of it takes a lot of content management to know how to make the repository is really organized in a way that will not confuse users. So in the application phase of knowledge management is simply using available knowledge in order to perform our tasks, and this enable us to be really efficient, to be reduce time and cost in our delivery, and improve performance, etc. So let's get right into it. And I mean, so here are the knowledge management processes, and the tool or the technology is simply is this knowledge management system. It differs per organizations, and the people here simply entails everybody that is involved in the whole cycle of knowledge, in knowledge management cycle. And in order for people to make sure that they actually know how to capture, or know how to store, know how to share, and know how to use knowledge, of course we have to maybe train them, We have to train people on how to use to be knowledge managers themselves, and we also have to sometimes do some coaching, because if we limit everything to trainings, the percentage performance may not really be high, and so we need other things like coaching to get this moving forward. So now we are going to look at why knowledge management, right? So when an organization is looking for a knowledge manager or knowledge management specialist or consultant or whatever, what do they really want? All right. So the first thing they want is to improve performance. They want to improve performance of colleagues or staff or departments and the entire organization, right? They also want to be innovative. They want to 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 either scale up initiatives, know how to implement different ways of working. They want to be creative. They also want continuous improvements in the quality, in the product or service quality. They want continuous improvement in their performance and in the output of whatever they are doing. And they also want to have competitive advantage. They want to be on the top of the game. They want to be, to have a solid positioning in the market. They also want an environment where lesson sharing is normal, and it where knowledge, people have a great collaboration among themselves. They also want to be time and cost efficient, right? Like there's this saying that knowledge management does not make money, it saves money. So organizations seek knowledge managers in order to be cost efficient, and they want to be able they want their colleagues or staff to deliver to deliver in a timely manner. They also want effective repositories. I earlier mentioned about a knowledge management system where that contains all the documentations or information or content of a whole organization. So they want a repository that is easily accessible, that is well organized, and that facilitates or enhances collaboration among teams, across teams, and in countries or across regions. So they also want new knowledge generation, right? So we generate knowledge every day, in any kind of activity that is implemented in the organization, or any project that's implemented, or at every stage of the implementation of a project, there is knowledge generation. So we want to be able to capture that knowledge and be able to transform it into explicit knowledge that will benefit other people. To also want to be effective in institutional memory. So people go to there are staff that sometimes they go on leave, sometimes they go on retirement, and so organizations don't want to be in a position where each time they cannot find information, or they cannot find knowledge, or they must go through this other person in order to get some particular knowledge. So they want systems where anybody at any time can get information irrespective of where they are, and so that way the institution has a robust memory, has a robust team of people who know what the organization is, who know how to get what, etc. And so also organizations want a knowledge sharing culture or collaboration in across teams. Now, I'm going to go through some few benefits of knowledge management, and I'm going to start with having a more efficient workplace, also having a faster, better decision-making process, also building and sustaining organizational knowledge. We also want to have increased collaboration. We also want employee happiness, satisfaction, and retention because of the valuing knowledge, training, and innovation that's going on. And also, we want to optimize the onboarding process and training of employees. So, what we can retain in all this is that knowledge management is an efficiency booster, And knowledge management, we can improve our performances, we can improve delivery, we can improve the quality of services, we can improve the products that we have, we can improve our relationships with our customers, with with our communities, with our stakeholders, etc. So that is it. Thank you very much for listening. If you have any questions, please let me know them in the comment section, or if you have anything you can add, you can equally add your comments in the comment section, and I'll gladly take them. We are growing every day and we are learning every day. Thank you very much, and see you. Bye bye.